There's a reason that I have called Cass Sunstein the most dangerous man in America. The following is from Progressives Today, a new website that you have to, if you really want the news on what the progressives are doing, it's a great website. From the column in Bloomberg called Open Brain Insert Ideology. Listen to this. Suppose that an authoritarian government decides to embark on a program of curricular reform. Just suppose that an authoritarian government decides to embark on a program of curricular reform with the explicit goal of indoctrinating the nation's high school students. Suppose, just suppose, that it wants to change the curriculum to teach students that their government is good and trustworthy, that their system is democratic and committed to the rule of law, and that free markets are a big problem. Just suppose. Try to figure. I know it's hard to figure one of these things out. Would the government succeed in that effort, or would high school students merely roll their eyes? Questions of this kind have long been debated, but without benefit of reliable evidence. Now, new research from the University of Munich. You gotta love when Munich or the University of Berlin are doing stories on and research on how to indoctrinate people. From the University of Munich shows recent curricular reforms in China, explicitly designed to transform students' political views, have mostly worked. The findings offer remarkable evidence about the potential influence of the high school curriculum on what students end up thinking. They gave us some important insights into contemporary China as well. Listen to this story. Starting in 2001, China decided to engage in a nationwide reform of its curriculum, including significant changes in the textbooks used by students in grades 10, 11, and 12. In that year, China's Ministry of Education stated that education should form a student's correct worldview, a correct view of life, and a correct value system. In his piece, Cass Sunstein treats this university study as something that could guide U.S. policy. As Cantoni, that's the guy who did the research at the University of Munich, as Cantoni and his co-authors summarize their various findings. Now, this is Cass Sunstein who is saying this. The state can effectively indoctrinate students. To be sure, families and friends matter, as do economic incentives. But if an authoritarian government is determined to move students in major ways, it may well be able to do so. Is this conclusion limited to authoritarian nations? In a democratic country with a flourishing civil society and a high degree of pluralism and ample room for disagreement and dissent, like the U.S. I'm still quoting Cass Sunstein. It may well be a little harder to use the curriculum to change the political views of young people, but even in such societies, high schools probably have a significant ability to move students towards what they consider a correct worldview, correct view of life, and a correct value system. This is an opportunity, to be sure, but also a warning. Cass Sunstein, this is a opportunity, to be sure, but also a warning. Conform, the new book, available everywhere. Get it. Stop this from happening. It is absolutely incredible that nobody on the left seems to have a problem with the indoctrination of our children. And Cass Sunstein, who is the architect of this nightmare, coming out and saying, hey, you know what? Look what China's doing. Since when do we think this is a good idea to indoctrinate our children? This administration is the administration that pushed to have all propaganda done on U.S. citizens removed from the books as it being illegal. Excuse me? Now Cass Sunstein says what they're doing in China to their children presents an opportunity? For the controlist, compulsory government schooling is the prime place to teach naive students to love the state, despise capitalism, and make the individual secondary to the collective.